Evolution of Sound.
Peep peep, what's up ninjas, my name is Semworld, and yesterday I sent you guys, the elite followers of Semworld, an Evolution of Sound an email. In that email I asked you guys to send me 2 questions that you may have in relation to vocals, and the most popular questions were vocal processing and vocal chops. So today I'm going to be teaching you guys 1 out of 3 ways to make vocal chops. The other 2 ways, I'm going to put them into a mini series that's going to go with the vocal pack getting released this Friday, the Nina Sung vocal pack. And again, she's worked with some amazing artists as stated in the previous video. So if you guys are ready to learn some cool stuff, let's begin. The first thing we need is a vocal, and I'm going to go with one of the vocals from the Nina Sung vocal pack coming out this Friday, and it's going to sound like this.
Spaces between us, 'cause your hearts are turning then wide.
So now what we want to do is we want to find an area that we think the vocals sound amazing. So I want to pick an area where there's going to be an ending to the melody of the vocal, and also it's going to give me a good amount of stuff to work with. So I'm going to be thinking maybe here.
Oh, I'm better. Yeah, I'm better off.
So this area works because there is a lot of melody going on, and we also have the resolution of the melody, which is here. Better off. That ends the melody, so we always want that. Now you can choose to make a big file, but I recommend you start off really small because the more you have, the harder it is to work, trust me. So what we're gonna do is grab this and Control J it. We're gonna have 1 file now.
Without you, I'm better off. Oh.
So now what we're gonna do here is we're gonna pitch this up by 12 semitones. Now, big important thing here, you want to know what key this vocal is in. If it's an A sharp minor, make sure that the song you're making this vocal chop for, vocal chop melody, whatever, is in the same key, because if it's not, it's really hard to find the individual notes for each of the notes you're going to be using. Now once we have this, again, we're going to Control J it, and this is going to again give us another file like this. So now we're going to complex. So you can see there's some kind of stutters going on. So let's go back to what we had before. And now let's go into Complex Pro and lower the format. I really like that. So now what we're going to do is Control J it. And now we're going to have the standard one. And again, Complex Pro here or Complex, and that would work. Let's go Format 0 and Envelope 0. And there we go. So now what we can do here is right click and slice to a new MIDI track, and picking the size is very crucial, because if you go with a very small size, you're going to have a lot of slices to work with. That is bad in my opinion, because the more you have to deal with, the more, you know, kind of stump you're going to get. So go with a very small one, like 1/8 to 1/4. Now I'm going to go with 1/4 and see what we can come up there. And we're going to get a total of around 17 slices, so not that bad. So now what we can do is go in here. Now I want to make a 2-bar vocal loop, not 4-bar, because we want to make our lives easier to begin with. Now, pretty much what happened there is our vocal got sliced into different samplers here that you're going to find in the drum rack, and you can see they're all going to be located here. And you can mess with that if you want, and I'll teach you guys how to do it after we make our vocal loop. So now here we have this. So what we're going to do is start making our melody. Again, we have 17 to work with. So now let's go in. Let's start with that. I think maybe this. And then maybe stretch this out more. Now, key thing here is that when you stretch it out, you're telling the sampler to play the sample longer. So, as you can see there. So maybe we can do something like this. And again, we got to be really like just precise with this. So I'm going to move the camera so I can see. Again, we got to find really good ones to go with. And then maybe let's try this. Okay, now we gotta find. And then so let's get rid of this one here maybe and switch that out for something else. And then this one can be the last thing in the song. So we have a resolution. And I think it's going to be this one right here. Now you can see we got to move this maybe a little bit more back. Okay, so what I'm going to do is go into this slice here. And let's go there. Okay, so I'm gonna go now is go here and make sure this sounds good. So the thing was that this one is a little bit off. So slice 16, what we're gonna do is go here to slice 16 and we're gonna pick a starting point on it, maybe here. So now let's send that here. And now we can switch this one. Maybe slicer 2 can get changed so that it starts maybe here. And then we can make it so that this one comes here. Now, if you notice, this way is actually really hard because you're gonna have to really put time into it. But again, like I said, I promise if you can do this and put practice into it, you're gonna get some really cool vocal slices going. So this is one way of doing it. And we can also go into the slices. Let's say you want the slice 4 to be a little bit more high pitched, so it sounds more like What we can do there is go to slice 4, go to control mode here, and then move the transpose up to maybe 12 and get something cool. So again, this is a decent vocal loop that still needs a bit of work, but you guys can see what we're trying to go with here. Now, in the mini series that I'm going to be doing with the vocal pack, I'm going to be teaching you guys how to do this in 2 other ways, very similar to this, but a little bit more advanced. That's going to help you get vocal chops that sound really crazy good, and it's going to open up the doors creatively for you guys. And I promise they're not going to be as complex as this way, but this way is one of the ways to go. Now, the reason I didn't want to show you guys the other way where we load up a sampler and we just load one sample and play melodies with is because anybody can do that. I promise anybody can do that. You're gonna sound like everybody else, but if you can master this route here and find a way to make it your own, I promise that you're gonna have a unique sound. You're gonna sound good, make good vocal loops that you might even be able to sell. You never know. Anyways, guys, hopefully you guys enjoyed that tutorial. Friday, the Nina Sung vocal pack is coming out. If you want to support it, totally up to you, but as always, you know, to me it doesn't matter how many people buy it. It's just a way for you guys to support me, because with that money I get to stay afloat. I get to do this as a living and just focus all my time in trying to teach you guys everything you need to know, you know, when it comes to sound design and also music production. Anyways, then just take care and you guys have an amazing day.